Hi there, it's Nicole for Simon Says Stamp, and today I'm sharing a card created with the January 2017 card kit that has a tone-on-tone snowflake stamped background along the top of the card. It's a little hard to see maybe in the photos, but in real life it has a really great textured effect because of the embossing, and I love the tone-on-tone look of it. To create my card, I am going to use some of the cardstock and pattern paper in the kit for the front panels. I'm trimming down this blue and ivory checked pattern paper to 5.5 by 4.25 inches because this is going to be the front panel of my card. Then I have another piece of paper. This is some of the cream cardstock from the kit that is trimmed down to the same size, and I'm using the dot scallop border. This is one of the newer dies from a recent release at Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to die cut this from the panel, and it's going to give the bottom edge of this cream piece a really awesome decorative edge with the scallop and then the little cutout dots. So I'm just going to carefully peel this up. I held it down with a little post-it tape. And I will have to go through and kind of pierce or poke out all of those little holes. Even though they die cut, they like to stick in there a little bit. So that's what it's going to look like with my cream panel on top of the pattern paper panel. I also have a die cut that I'm going to be incorporating into the greeting, as well as a stamped greeting from the stamp set included in the kit. And I'm going to be stamping some snowflakes. So I'm going to start with the snowflakes, and I'm going to start with my largest snowflake from the stamp set. I am inking that up with the Delicata shimmer white ink that's included in the January kit, and I'm going to place that kind of there in the bottom right corner of the cream panel. Again, very hard to see with the tone on tone. When I was stamping this, it's actually really easy to see in real life. I didn't have to go ahead and apply the embossing powder, but on screen it just really doesn't show up where I'm stamping all of these. I will tilt it here in a little bit, and it should give you a little bit better idea of where all these little snowflakes are. But what I'm doing is simply adding stamped snowflakes all over this top portion of the card. And I'm making sure that some of them are stamped off the edges. That's going to give a really grounded look so that it doesn't appear that they're just kind of floating out there in the middle of this particular space. So if you stamp them off the edge, it gives a much more grounded feel. I stamped the largest snowflake first, then I stamped some of the bigger ones, and then I'm filling in with the 3 small designs. They're beautiful, intricate designs. I just love them. I think they're so fun, and there's lots of different things you can do with them. This card is definitely more of it's less of a holiday themed card. It definitely will work to write maybe a thank you after the holidays. But it could work for anything, any type of winter occasion that you need a thank you card for. This is going to be a great card design. And it wouldn't have to be a thank you card. By switching up the greeting you use, you could make this anything. A winter birthday, an anniversary, all kinds of different occasions. You could even put some sort of a holiday greeting on here and make it more of a holiday card if you wanted to. There you could kind of see maybe the snowflakes a little bit when I held up my paper. I think I decided I needed maybe another image somewhere, I'm trying to decide exactly where, and maybe even another one up near the top. Once I have that done, I am going to grab some clear Simon Says Stamp embossing powder, and now you're going to maybe be able to see some of those snowflakes a little bit better when I hold it at an angle. And I'm going to sprinkle that on any of these stamped snowflake images. Once I have everything covered with embossing powder really good, tap off anything there, I'm going to go ahead and heat that with my heat tool to melt that clear embossing powder. You want to make sure you keep your heat tool moving so you don't scorch the paper. I also like to maybe hit the back of the paper as well to minimize warping. This is a pretty nice heavyweight cardstock, and I found it didn't really warp too much. I did kind of just hit it real quick, the back of this, kind of help even everything out. And there is my snowflake panel. You can see it maybe just a little bit there. Had a little bit of embossing powder all over my grid paper, so I'm going to move that real quick. And now I'm ready to start working on some of the rest of the card. I'm going to take a piercing tool and just poke out all of those little die cut circles that did not pop out. Once I get that done, just kind of move all that off of my work surface. I can start working on my greeting. So I have the word snow from the Winter Snow Simon Says Stamp die collection. I'm only going to use the word snow. I love these painted kind of greetings, so much fun. And I'm also going to take a scrap of black cardstock and trim that down. And I'm going to just carefully take that ink from the kit and only ink up the words "much thanks." So I'm being really careful not to ink up the word snow. If that is an issue, you could always go ahead and trim the greeting apart, because you can always put it back together if you want to use the greeting as is at another time. This worked great, so I'm going to sprinkle on a little white embossing powder this time, because I definitely want my greeting to really be bold. And then I will heat that up as well. I am simply replacing the word snow from the stamped greeting with the die cut greeting. So here is my little strip. That's kind of what it's going to look like when I go ahead and get my die cut word snow. But what I want to do is make it dimensional, because it's going to be from cream cardstock as well. I really was going for a tone-on-tone look here. I've taken a little piece of fun foam and I've backed both sides with Stick It, and then I'm going to run that through my Big Shot. That's just going to secure the Stick It material to the fun foam. I'm going to remove one side of that and replace it with some of the cream cardstock. And then I'm going to die cut that word snow from this dimensional sticker. It's going to create a dimensional sticker. This is one of my favorite ways to use word dies and give some nice dimension to your card. It's still dimensioned, but it's not so much dimension that it's really hard to attach or anything like that. And the Stick It makes it so super easy. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere my black cardstock strip. And then I'm going to take the dimensional word snow now, and it's sticky on the back, so I can just attach that right above my much thanks greeting there. And then I'm going to start attaching some sequins that are included in the kit. I used these on my other card that I created with the card kit this month, over on the Simon Says Stamp blog and YouTube channel. And I love these sequins. There are so many sequins and confetti included in this kit. You can create lots and lots of different designs. Even with all of the sequins I used on my other card and this card, I still have so much left over that I could create a shaker or something like that. Or lots more cards where I just adhere them to my card front. And there's a great assortment. There's some snowflakes, there's some nice clear ones and blue ones. I definitely stuck to the clear and the white to go along with the theme of my card here with the tone-on-tone. And I'm simply layering a few of them in the center of some of the stamped snowflakes and then scattering a few of them about too. I'm going to continue to attach all of these kind of just randomly, keeping some to the centers of the snowflakes, like I said. Layering a few of them. I'm going to have a couple of them down below here. I thought I might try to incorporate a blue one, but those just really weren't working for me, so I went ahead and removed those. But once I have that done, I am going to take some pearl gemstones and embellish the centers of some of these sequins and also add just a few scattered ones, a couple of them to the ends of the greeting strip there. to finish off the look. And I like to use a craft knife to pull these apart, pick them up, and place them on my project. It makes it so much easier than trying to pick them up with your fingers. I do not have much luck with that, so I almost always use a craft knife, especially with these teeny tiny gemstones. It makes it so much easier to just pull them apart, pick them up, and place them exactly where you want them to go. Once I have that done, I'm going to attach my panel to my pattern paper background with some foam adhesive, and my card is all finished. Thanks for joining me today for this card showcasing the January 2017 Simon Says Stamp Card Kit. Here are videos for a couple more cards created with Simon Says Stamp Card Kits that you might be interested in. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.